Hello, here is Stefano, the moon guy again, and now we're gonna talk a bit about the symbology behind Neptune in astrology, which is basically the principle of transcendence, surrender, longing, enchantment, and also escapism. In our birth charts, it shows us how and where we tend to want to merge and to connect with something greater than us. Its function is to dissolve boundaries between our ordinary lives and the other realms of existence. Realms that are real and powerful, but they might not be physical or scientifically proven. So it's definitely connected with spirituality, art, dreams, mysticism, inspiration, fantasies. Whatever Neptune touches in our charts, it urges that part of us to go beyond the mundane, to exceed the limits of what we normally call the real or logical world. It's connected with idealism, which is our tendency to reject and sometimes even not acknowledge boundaries, which can be pretty useful when we are attempting to bring an ideal into actuality. It opens the possibility of something magical or extraordinary to happen. Neptune makes us want to transcend or escape reality. And if we have a strong but flexible sense of self, and we also preserve a healthy sense of reality and discernment, it can help us build bridges with our unconscious and intuitive mind. It shows us there is another side to reality and to ourselves. And we can drink from those sources to get inspiration and meaning and serenity in our lives. On the other hand, if we lose touch with some fundamental boundaries, our ego structure can be overwhelmed by this Neptunian influence. And then reality starts becoming unclear and confusing. If we go too far with our idealizations, ordinary life can become painfully disappointing. And here there's the risk of being trapped in strategies to avoid reality, which many times comes in different shapes of addictions, which can be drugs, alcohol, but also relationships, material possessions, fanatic convictions. Another possible negative manifestation is that the higher we aim for, the bigger is going to be the disillusion when we fall from grace and we acknowledge the gap between what we want and what we believe in and the actual reality and what's attainable. And in that scenario, we will probably have to sacrifice that dream. And this can put us in a dangerous pattern of feeling like we are a martyr and a victim. Dionysus, the god of wine and poetry, is a figure that is a lot connected with the archetype of Neptune. Dionysus in myth, he is commonly seen getting drunk with his followers. And this intoxication is used as a strategy to break through their inhibitions and help them get in a state of ecstasy. And similarly, Neptune loosens the hold that we have over ourselves so that we can get in touch with parts of our personality that have been kept away, and hopefully they can be brought more into awareness. In the beginning of his myth, Dionysus was actually killed, dismembered by Titans, but he was brought back with the help of Zeus and Athena, which rescued his heart, and then from his heart, he was able to be reborn. In our lives, we can also metaphorically die and be reborn many times. Under difficult Neptune transits, we can sometimes feel like we're falling into pieces. Things that we always considered important, they might be taken away from us so that we can look inwards and be reborn in a new way. Hopefully, in a way in which we rely less on external factors to give us a sense of identity and happiness. The urge to dissolve a rigid notion of individuality so we can get in touch with a sense of connectedness and empathy towards others and our environment. When Neptune is active in our charts, there is potential for us to reach feelings and moments that can be considered breakthroughs in consciousness that can help us reaching different states of awareness, which can also be developed through certain strategies and practices, such as meditation, dream work. It triggers our desire to grow spiritually, which sometimes comes with a disillusionment and dissatisfaction with our current lives and what we have attained in material terms so far. The dissolution of the ego that Neptune promotes is it happens so that we can expand and resignify boundaries, not only between us and the others and what's around us, but also internally between the parts of our psyche that we are aware of and those that have been pushed aside and not yet explored. Although this process of reconnecting with ourselves can be very rewarding and insightful, many times it can also be quite difficult and painful, especially if we have relied a lot on external factors such as people, possessions, to give us a sense of individuality. It is only when we learn to let go of excessive materialistic and egoic patterns that we're able to create space for something new to come into our lives that can help us find more meaningful patterns and also get through difficult periods in our lives. That's it so far. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in my work, please visit my website, thecharity.com, and subscribe to my channel, The Moon Guy. Ciao, ciao!